Hey, what's up everybody? I'm Javit here. Today we're going to create this cool application using Firebase and React. I'll show you the demo how this app is going to work. So here you see we have a 3 page. One is home page, create post page, and login page. In the home page, we're going to fetch all the data from the backend in the Firebase, and we're going to show it to the user in the client side, and we can able to create the post, and also you can allow the user to log in from here. Okay, we are going to use the Google provider to do that. So it's very simple project, but I'm not going to show you any advanced level of styling kind of things, because I'm focusing on how to connect a React and Firebase in application, and also I want to show you the functional way, because that is very hard to understand. I will break all the fear. If you have, we're going to get all these things from the Firebase document, and we're going to learn all the concept from the Firebase, and we're going to implement all the function to upload the data, to delete the data, and to for login, user authentication, all these things. So we'll start, guys. The first step, what you want to do, we just go to this file manager. Here I'm in the eDisk. So what I do, I'll just create a CMD here. I'll type CMD. This will open the command prompt. Here you want to type, I will show here the step we want to do to create a React app. You should want to type npx create React app. Okay, so this is the command you want to run, and then you want to give a folder name, what name you're going to use for your project. So coming back here, so I'll just type npx create create React app. Then my folder name is, I'm going to give my blog. So it takes some time. Before that, what we do, we'll just go to the Firebase and we'll see how this look like, the Firebase. For example, this is the Firebase. So we're going to use the Google service to log our data and to store our data, all these things. So if you're not the user of if you don't have any account here, you just go and create one new account, and then you want here, what you want to do, you just want to create a new project here. So click this button. It will, once you create the account, it will redirect to this page only. Then click this create a project button. Then it will ask you, let's start with a name for your project. The name I'm going to give my blog. So once it's done, just click the continue button. I'm not going to use the Google Analytics, so just I'll disable this, and then I'll hit the create project. So basically this the Firebase is basically a good one. We can use a lot of options here. They are providing a service like authentication and Firestore, real-time database, cloud messaging. There is a lot to learn from here in the Firebase also. So if you are a front-end developer, you want to create some cool application using the Firebase, it is enough to create a bigger application also. So I'll just click this continue button. Once everything is done, it will redirect to this dashboard page of the React. So you see, this is the dashboard of your my blog project. I'll click this build tab, so it will show the services. What are the services the Google is actually providing us? Okay, you see they're providing authentication and Firestore database, real-time database, storage, hosting and functions, machine learning, cloud messaging. There is a lot of things here, but in this project we're going to use only 2 services from Firebase. One is authentication and another one is the Firebase. Okay, so to set up our Firebase into our React application, what you do, you just click this small icon. Okay, just click this small setting icon. Here it shows the project setting. Click this project setting, and then it will redirect to you this project setting page. Here what you want to do, you see there are no app in your project now, so we are not connected to any app in our local machine. So to connect our local machine, just click this icon. Okay, the small icon, it's a web. Actually we are not using any Android or iOS we are not making any project in that platform. We are using the web. So here what you want to do, here you should want to give the app nickname. Okay, the same name I'm going to give my blog. So when everything done, I'm not going to host anywhere, so just I will leave it like this way, and I will click this register app. Then what I want to do, I just want to this actually, once it's done, what it's going to give, the Firebase is going to give the API keys. Okay, these are the API keys what we require in our application to connect our Firebase and React application. So what I'm going to do, just I will show you. It's actually it's actually creating the project now. It takes some few minutes, so we'll wait for that. So once everything done, we can use it in our project. Okay, so it's installing the template dependencies and npm, all these things. So I'll just show here. You see, you also want to use the npm install Firebase. Okay, so here this is the actual keys and auth domain, project ID, store bucket, messaging sender ID, all these things. And what you're actually doing, it initializing the Firebase. Okay, so we want to create a file and we want to add all this code. Okay, so this is, so we'll check this one. Yeah, okay, now it's done. Okay, so what I'm now going to do, I'll just going to give npm start. Okay, so npm start, so it will start the server. And also I want to, so make sure to get into the actual folder name. Okay, I'll want to change directory my blog. Okay, that's the error because the path is wrong. So my blog, I want to give npm start, because inside that folder only actually the React folders are there. So that's what the error. So now when I hit that, it will start in our application localhost port 3000. And also I want to install a React router DOM. Okay, React router DOM. Basically, this routing is not a part of React library. We should want to install a third-party DOM for the router DOM. So to do that, what you want to do, basically it help you to navigate to one page to another page. Okay, so that's the React router DOM. So I don't know why that page is very slow. So the React router DOM package contains, the React router DOM package contains building for using React router in web application. Please see the getting started. We'll just give this. This page is not found. I don't know why. So the step you want to do, you just want to install this npm install React router DOM in your machine. So basically it's loading now. Once it's done, yeah, see, now this React application is running in our local machine. Okay, I'll just open this. So I'll get into inside here. You can drag and drop also into your VS Code. So what I do, I'll just give code dot slash. Okay, cmd, type the cmd in your path and type code dot slash. It will open the VS Code with the actual blog code. Okay, the blog project. Okay, now everything is done. Here we have all the files and folders here about the React. So the step what we're going to do, I'm not going to explain how the React is going to work. Basically this React is now working from here. Okay, in the app.js only, actually the logos and all these stuffs are rendering from here. You see the header and images and paragraph, logos, all these are coming. That's what the React is running like this way. I'm just going to take all the code from here. I don't need this header. Basically I'm just going to take this. And also if before that, what I want to show you, I want to show you the extension. Okay, you should want to create this extension because it will save your time as a React developer. Okay, so you see this is the extension I'm using. It's kind of snippets. Okay, it will help you to generate a common code in here. ES7 React Redux React Native snippets. Please install this in your extension tab. This section tab, type the name here and install this in your machine. Okay, so in your VS Code, now here what I'm going to do, I'll just click this. Once you install, it will show you like this. Just click this one here, select a React. Okay, React, JavaScript, React. Once you select this, so it will load up. So now you'll give h1 here, this h1 give hello world. Okay, once everything done, save this file. Once you save this file, it will update here also. You see now it's showing hello world. Okay, now everything is fine. Now I want to clean up something from this folder, in the source folder. I don't need the setup text and logo.svg and index. I will keep this index.css, and I don't need this app test.js. Okay, in the app.js, I'm just going to take this one because I don't need this. I'm not going to use any styling from here. So for styling, we're going to use a bootstrap. To do that, what I'm going to do, coming back here, type bootstrap. Okay, bootstrap 5. So you should want to make sure to copy and paste the CDN link in your index.html in your React app. So click this one. So you see here, you see the CDN, the CSS CDN. Just make sure to copy this and come back to your folder. Here in the public, you should want to paste this in CDN here after here. Okay, and also I'm going to change the app title. So I'll give my blog. So save this. So now once everything done, here you see now the title changed to my blog, and also the hello world is showing. Okay, we'll check is the bootstrap is working or not. Okay, I'll just give create a div here inside the app. Inside I'll put the h1 and I'll add some class here, container. Okay, so now I'll adding the class. Now the bootstrap is working. You see this this now added the container to this h1 because the parent is container. So now everything is good. Okay, So the second step, what we want to do, we already created the Firebase here. You see, we already created the Firebase, every step we know. So I'll just copy this code from here. Okay, I'll just copy the code. Coming back to my VS Code, I want to create a folder here. Sorry, not the folder, the file name. The file name I'm going to give inside the source file. The file name I'm going to give, not in the public, inside the source. So Firebase config, okay, .js. So you can give however the name you want, but I'm going to make sense, I'm just keeping like Firebase config.js. Just paste the code here, remove these commands, we don't need these commands and all. Okay, so basically what's happening here, it is initializing the Firebase into our app. So we now added the Firebase in our app. Okay, now everything is good. So the second step, what we want to do, so I want to create some things from here. I want to import some data of some modules here. The modules I'm going to use the database, Firestore database, and import get auth and the Google Auth provider. Okay, so to do that, what you should want to do, come back to your Firebase. So once you copy and paste there, just click this continue to console. Okay, click this build one, so it will open the drop down. So click this authentication, then here you should want to create your authentication. Okay, so then what you do, so click this get started button. Okay, so once it's done, okay, so here the provider I'm going to use only the Google. Okay, so just I'll click this Google. You can use whatever the provider you want. For example, you see the Microsoft, Twitter, Apple, GitHub, Yahoo. There is a lot of provider. You can use only the email and password as your own. You can get the email and password the own from the input field also. But I'm just going to make this simple. So I'll just click this Google and I'll enable this. And everything is good, not config. Just click this, hit the email, it will automatically fetch for your mail ID here, then click this save. Okay, now the authentication is done. Now the second step, what we want to do, you want to create a Firestore also, because we need a database, right, to store the user data here. You see, now the provider is Google. Okay, everything is fine. Now click the build. So here what you want to do, click this Firestore database. Okay, this is the database what we're going to use. So when I click this, so we should want to create this also, the database here. So okay, now what you want to do, just click this create database button. Okay, if you click this create database button, it will ask you production mode or test mode. I'm going to use the test mode. I'm not going to get into the production mode. I'm not going to host anywhere. So I'll just click this one. So once you click this, it will ask you server, where the nearest server from you. I'm just going to choose which one is near to you. I'm just going to choose the Asia South one, and I'm going to enable this. So it's actually creating the Firestore for us. Okay, so it takes some few minutes. We'll wait for that. So the Firebase is basically a good services. If you want to become a full stack developer, or if you want to create like e-commerce or a big things, so you can use the Firebase. Basically the cost is also very low. I almost use Firebase for my project requirement. So now everything is done, you see. So we have the authentication and also the Firebase database. So this is where all the collection, the collection we're going to create, that it's going to sit here. So we'll get into there. Okay, afterwards will come. Now we created the authentication and also the Firebase database. Okay, so I'll show you the in the Figma. You see in the Figma we have 3 pages. So we should want to create the 3 pages, right? One is home page, create post page, and login page. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to install the router also, because we want to navigate to each and every page. So to do that, we should want to install the React router DOM also. I'll just copy this, come back to my VS Code. So I will open the terminal here. Okay, so in this terminal I want to install 2 things. One is React router DOM and another one is the Firebase, right? So I'll just paste this here. So npm install React router DOM. I'll just give enter. So it takes some time to install all these things. We'll wait for a few seconds. It takes only a few minutes. Okay, so okay, now it's done. Okay, now the second step, we should want to install the npm install Firebase. Okay, because we are using the Firebase, we want to install that module also. I'm going to install npm install Firebase, hit enter. It also takes some few minutes. So now we'll install the React router DOM, because you see in the package.json now the React router DOM added in the project dependencies. Okay, everything is good. Now coming back to the app.js. Here what I'm going to do, I'll just want to return some navigations. Okay, the navigation, we need the navigation, right, in the app.js. So what I'm going to do here, just I want to import the router also here, because we need to set up some router. Okay, to do that, what I'll just do, coming back here, I want to import all the routers here from React router DOM. So this one is browser router as router. Okay, then routes, ROUTES, then route. Only we need this only 3 component from the React router DOM, and also we need a link. So we should want to give the path where the page actually want to navigate when the user click the button, the link. Okay, so this should be coming from React router DOM. Okay, now everything is fine. Now what I do, just in the return, I'm just going to take this. I don't need this one. So here I'll just keep the app class name app. Okay, here I want to call the router DOM router. Then inside I want to create a nav. Inside only I should want to create a nav. This is the parent, so the browser router as the router. So inside this, I'm going to create a nav. This nav takes a class name of navbar. These are all bootstrap navbar. We already put the CDN in index.js. So this one is navbar expand LG. Then I want to make sure the justify content to make center align. I want to make this justify content center. Then I want to put navbar light. Then BG dark. The last one is text center, and padding Y is 4. Okay, now once you add all these class, what you do, just to create the links. Okay, here the link you want to create. So the link we already imported from here in the React router DOM. This is the link component. I'll just click this. So here what I want to do, the class name is nav link, and text white, and margin X is 2. Okay, here what I'm going to do, I'm just going to give home. I'll just copy and paste 2 more times here. This one is for create post, and this one is for login. Okay, now everything is fine. You see the link takes a nav links, text white, and margin x2. Now everything is good. Okay, so the second step, what I want to do here, after here, what you do, just create a container here, div, not div. So div, the class name container, because I want to make this, I want to make some white spacing from the left and right side. That's what I'm using, the container. So inside container, just give margin top of 5. Okay, here I want to import all the pages, right? Inside the container only, we should want to redirect all these pages to one page to another page. So here what I do, I want to create the pages now. So to create the pages, just click this one, create a pages. So inside the pages, I need a 3 page. You already know what are the page. One is the home page, home.jsx, and create post.jsx. Please make sure to create the file name in the capital letter, first capital letter. Then I want to create a login.jsx. Okay, in the home.js, I already told you that you should please install this extension. Okay, this ES67 React Redux native extension, because it will help you to save your time. Okay, I will come back here. So I'll just close this one. Here I want to give RAFCE. It will generate a random code, right? It's not the random code, the common code what we need in our application. And also for this create React post, so RAFCE, and for the home also RAFCE. Okay, once everything done, we have now home component, React component is basically returning the name of the file name. Okay, the file what they create, this is the name actually is returning actually. Okay, so now everything's done. Close this one. Now we are basically the 3 files are exporting from here in the component. We should want to import that in the app. Okay, so import. So the component we need home, login, and create post. So first I'll put a home here. home is coming from, okay, it's coming from dot slash pages slash home. Okay, make sure to copy this 2 times. Here I want to give create post. So yeah, create post. So this is coming from dot slash create post, and then the last one login. Okay, this login is basically coming from the same page path, but the file name is different. So login. Okay, now everything is cool. Okay, so now what I want to do, I want to make a routes here. So here inside the container, I'll just create a routes. Inside the routes, I want to put route, ROUT. The route is going to take a path. Okay, the path is slash. Okay, I want to render the home page for this path now, path slash. Okay, so here what I'm going to do, I'm just going to give the element props. So here I want to put home component. Okay, now just make sure to copy this 2 times, and here put create post. This is basically we are giving path to our navigation. Okay, here I want to put create post. This one is login. Here I want to put login. Now everything is fine. Okay, this is a capital L. Okay, now cool. Okay, so we set up everything. So when I come back here, now what is the first page is loading? The home page is loading. You see, because the slash is going to look for the home page only. Okay, that's what it's returning, the home, because in the home it's what the component is returning, home. Okay, that's cool. But when I give a create post here, it should redirect me to the create post page. Okay, but the create post component is actually returning this. Now if I give login here, it will show me the login. Okay, now everything is fine. Now if I click this, it should not take me to that actual page. We should want to give two paths to the link. Okay, coming back here in the app.js, I'll just add a 2 to each link. Okay, this one, and this one. So 2 is equal to, just give this string code here. First one, the home page is slash, and second one is slash create post, and third one is slash login. Okay, now that's all. That's now it's going to work. So if I come back here, now I am in the home page. You see, now the home is showing here. If I click this create post, now the create post is showing, and the login is also showing. Now everything is fine, and we got a beautiful nav bar using a bootstrap. So that's fine. Okay, so now what you want to do, we're going to use the login, the Google login. Okay, the auth provider. So to do that, first step, what should want to do? What is the flow of the app? First, the user want to log in here, then only they can able to, then only we are going to allow us to create the app, right? To create the data, right? Then we're going to show all the data into the home page. Okay, this is actual flow of the application. So coming back here, so we already installed that npm everything right here. You see the npm router, the React router, and Firebase. Now if you come back and check the dependency, you see the Firebase added here. Okay, now there's Firebase also installed here. Now I told you that I need some modules from the Firebase. So what are the modules I need from the Firebase? I need a database, right? I need a database. So I want to import get Firestore. We already created everything there. We connect all these things in the Firestore. We created that. So this is a Firestore, small, yes, Firestore. Then here I want to give from, this should take a Firebase slash Firestore, because we are using the Firestore. Okay, we created that. Okay, already the first step, we actually created everything in the Firebase. Then we should want to import get auth, because we need to get the auth. Then I'm going to use a Google auth provider. Okay, provider, the Google I'm going to use a Google auth provider. It's coming from Firebase slash auth. Okay, so now everything is fine. You see, it's coming from Firebase, Firestore, the database coming from Firestore, a path is Firebase slash Firestore. The get auth and Google auth provider is basically coming from Firebase slash auth. Okay, we installed both things. So if we come back to the Firebase, you see, this is the thing I'm saying about. Okay, the Firestore database and the authentication, everything we done here. So now cool. Okay, now we import that from Firebase. So here we should want to create that, right? So we initializing the Firebase. After that, what you do, just come here, create a database. Database is equal to get Firestore. Okay, it's coming from here, get Firestore, and you just passed your app. Okay, here only you are actually initializing your app. Just pass your app here. Now it's connected to that database. Now this app is connected to your database, the Firebase database. Now const auth is equal to get auth. The auth I want to pass this, the same thing, the app. Okay, now everything fine. And also you want to create a provider, because we are using a Google Auth provider to check user should log in or log out, like that. So Google Auth provider. Okay, that's fine. GOOGLEAUTHPROVID. Okay, that's fine. Now we created three variables here. Create three things: database, auth, and provider. So to use this modules in our application, what you want to do, you should want to export from this file, because I want to import this in my app.js and some other files also, for some other component also. Okay, so now here we are actually exporting. So the second step, what I want to do, I'm getting to this app.js. Okay, in the app.js, I'm going to keep some small state now. Okay, the state is going to check if the user is logged in or logged out. Okay, so to do that, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to create a const here, is auth. I'm setting some state here, set is auth. So I'm just going to keep it as a false for now, because when the user get inside to our application, basically that is false, right? So now I'll just keep it as a false. Now I'll just create a simple state here. This is very simple. Okay, don't this is not going to be very hard or like that way. So inside this login component, I'm going to pass that set is auth as a props here. Okay, so here I'll just make sure to set is auth equal to, I'm going to pass that set it is auth. The both are same name, no problem with that. So coming back to the login page, so here what I'm going to do, here I want to create the UI, right? So the UI is very simple. So where is that? So if you see here, we have only one button. Okay, that's all, only one button. I'll just show some heading in the top of the button. Okay, so here I'll just create content class name called container. Inside the container, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a card, CLAS, class name is card, and then margin top, I'm going to give some margin top 5, also text align center. Okay, then what I'm going to do, I want to create a card body. So the card body, inside the card body paragraph, this class name should be display 6 to make some font beautier. Then margin top is 3. Then I will just give sign in with Google. Okay, so sign in with Google. Now everything is fine. Now what I want to do, I want to create a button here. Button is, take a class name of bootstrap class, btn dark. We'll give dark. Okay, so here I want to give Google, simple button. Okay, when I save this file, here also I'll save this. Coming back to my React here, so it's showing what's happening here. What's the error is showing? The console. So basically the error is actually false is not iterated. Okay, well, actually what I did, I want to use state here. That's the problem. I want to give why I'm making this mistake. stat. Okay, here you should want to pass the false, and also import from here. So I want to import that from React, because the use state is not a part, the use state is coming from React. So to do that, what I want to do here, we are actually want to import from here. Okay, so import inside the curly brace use state from React. No, wait. I don't know why I'm making this mistake each and every time. Sorry for that. Use state is false. So inside the component, just copy this. Come here, just to give use state. Okay, so that's all. Now we are using the use state here. Now this error won't show. Now if I come back here, that create post module use state is required. What is the error? Use state is already has been declared. Where is that? Here. There, everything is okay, right? So if I come back here, use state equal to false. Here we pass that. Set auth. Okay. Now everything is okay, right? So why this is showing up on error? Just clear this out. What is the error used in the app.js 6.9? Okay. Actually, here I imported it already. That I didn't watch that. Okay, that's what the error. Okay, now this should not show the error. So now it's rendering properly. Okay. So basically what happened here, 2 times I got imported. That's the problem. Okay, I'll just take this out. I'll make this use state in the top of that one. So when I come back to the login, now I have sign in with Google and also the small button. Okay, so everything is fine. Now we should want to give the functionalities here. Okay, so to do that, what I want to do, so in the login page only we want to get some Google pop-ups and all. Okay, I'll just go here. So I'll get into the Firebase. The Firebase, go to the docs here. So in the docs I want to search, I'm going to use a sign in with pop-up. Okay, when you click that button, it should open some pop-up and you can use that pop-up to I think you already know this because we most of the time we will use that, right? So inside this search, sign SIGN in with pop-up, this one. Okay, sign in with pop-up, just click this one. So here you see authentication with Google. Okay, I'll just click this one. It's showing sign in with pop-up. Okay, authentication using a Google with JavaScript. Okay, right. So if I come back here, so where is the, so we already created the provider also here in the initial stage. We basically created the provider. It's coming from Google Auth provider. Okay, and we also get that auth. Yeah, okay, this is the function. Okay, import sign in with pop-up from your from Firebase/auth. Okay, this is the function what we're going to use. This take two things. One is auth, we already did that, and the provider. So this is also we already have in our application. Okay, so I'll just copy this. Okay, I'll just copy this. Coming back to my login page here. So here I'm just going to paste that. I don't need the get auth, so because it's coming from our Firebase in our local file. So import auth and provider. It's basically coming from /firebase/config. Okay, so now we imported sign in with pop-up in from Firebase auth. It's actually coming from there. Then what I want to do, I want to import the navigation, use navigate. Okay, navigate. Basically we need to navigate the user when the user login from, okay, I will show you that later. Okay, now everything is fine. Okay, we'll do this now itself because that's actually the good idea to show you. So use navigate is basically coming from, I'm going to change the navigate once the user gets logged successfully. So router is DOM. Okay, React router DOM. Now everything is fine. Now what I want to do, I'll just create some on click event here. When I click this button, now I'll just show some console log here. So it's showing console.log 123. Okay, just save this file. Coming back to my React app, in the console you see when I click this, on click console.log 123, but this is not logging. Yeah, actually it's logging, so no problem. So some lag is happening in my laptop. So 1 2 3 4 5, it's actually logging here. The function is running, this console function is running. Okay, now instead of doing that, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to give a function name here, sign in with not Google, not pop-up, Google. Okay, so here I'll just copy this and I'll come here. Inside here I'm going to create const sign in with Google, the function name what I gave when the on click. When I click this button, it's going to fire off this sign in with Google. Okay, so the step I want to do here, I want to make it as a function, arrow function. Inside I want to call the sign in with pop-up. It's coming from Firebase auth. So this pop-up takes two things. I already show you in the document. One is auth and the provider. The both are coming from the Firebase config because we basically we basically return export here, right? We are actually import that in our login page and we are passing here. The third thing, it's going to return a promise. Okay, then is going to return the result of the auth and provider. Okay, So here what I do, I'll just put result takes a arrow function. Then what I'm going to do here, for now I'll just show you the console.log auth. Okay, auth. So I'll just do the console log auth because you want to know what is actually the auth is. So coming back here, I'll just clear this one, click this Google. So it will pop up now. You see, this is beautiful, right? Because we are using the Google Auth provider. Okay, that's cool. Now I'm going to use this Jagan Javed. So I'll just click this one. What is going to return in the console once everything done? If it's returned something, this is successful. Okay, now the user got successfully added here. You see here it's returning basically the current user. This is the object what we all information going to get about the actual user. Okay, I'll just click this one. You see the display name is Jagan Javed. This is my name, and this is the email ID what I use to log in. And email is verified and is anonymous. No, I'm not anonymous. Phone number, URL, there is a lot of things here. Okay, I'm going to use the display name and email later. So now everything is working fine. Okay, but in this case we don't need this console.log auth. I just want to show you what is actually returning, right? So here I want to store that in my local storage. Okay, local storage set item. Basically the key I'm going to give is auth, and I want to make it as a true. Okay, then what I'm going to do, set is auth. Okay, set is auth. Basically we want to get that from there, right? So in the we already did that. So you see we are actually passing some prop into this login component. This is basically false from the initial stage. Once the user got logged in into our application, we should want to change the state false to true. Okay, that's what we are using this. So coming back here, I'll just put set what is the name? I always make some spelling mistakes, so that's the problem. I'll just put here. Okay, I'll just call the state here. Inside the state takes, I'm going to change the state to true now. Okay, that's all. And also I want to once the user logged in successfully, so what I want to do, I want to navigate them to the home page. So navigate equal to use navigate the page we want to navigate them slash. Okay, because that is the home page. Navigate slash, give this one, save this file. Now everything is done. Okay, now we'll come back here, just clear this out. If I click this one, it will pop up then what is going to happen, then I'm going to use this Muhammad Javed. Okay, I'll just click this one. Now it's asking me a password. I'll just give the password. So once it hit done, okay, I'm just log in with some other account itself, no problem. No, don't worry about this. It's actually cancelled alert. This one is no, don't worry about that. I'll just use this account because I'm not logged into this here. Okay, now everything is fine. You see, now we are in the home page. Okay, because it basically navigate. It was very fast. Once the login done, it should navigate me to this page. Okay, now this is what I need. Okay, that's cool. Now coming back to my Firebase here, we'll check the authentication. Okay, this is where the ID all gets to store. If I click this one, you see, on the first time when we check the console, we used to put this Jagan Javed, and the second time we used to log in using the jagantutur@gmail.com. Okay, so the both email ID are sitting here. Now everything is perfectly working. So I hope you will understand how the login is working. Basically, this is very simple. Okay, so now the second step, what I want to show you, now we successfully made the user to log in here. When the user logged in here, I want to change that to logout button. Okay, so that's the second step, and okay, we'll do that. So now what I want to do in the app.js, okay, coming back to the app.js, so this is where the state is actually changing. Coming back to this app.js, here what should I want to do? We want to check is auth is true or false. If the auth is false, we should want to show this one. I'm talking about this. If the auth is false, we want to show the login button. If the auth is not false, we should want to show which button? The logout button. Okay, to do that, what I want to do here, so this link is basically the same. I want to cut this one. Okay, I'll just cut this. I'm going to make this as a condition. Is auth is false. Okay, not auth. I want to render the login here. If that is false, so this will render, okay, the login. If that not false, so what I do here, I'll just render the button here. button button. Okay, this coming from I'm going to use a bootstrap class for this. So the button class name takes btn primary. Then I want to give on click. Okay, so for now I'll just leave this like this way. So here logout. Okay, logout. That's cool. Now one thing you should want to understand, you see in the, where is that, in the login we set key to the local storage is set to true, and also we're changing that is set to true. Okay, so basically when the initial stage it's going to become a false. Once we log into once the user logged in, the set auth is going to change as true. Okay, when this change to the set auth is changed to true, we're going to show only this button, not this login. Okay, now what it's going to show, now this login is not going to show, because if I come back here, you see now the login is not going to show because the state got changed. Okay, if I come back and check the application here, we can have the is auth is true also. We'll use this later. Okay, for now we'll just understand this. Coming back to the authentication, I'll just clear out this one. I'll just delete this account. Okay, and also I'm going to delete this one also. I will delete both Jagan Javit and the both email ID. If I come back to this and if I refresh this one, it's going to return login. You see, because the auth state is actually now false. Okay, so what I do, just click this login, it redirect me to this page, and click the Google button. It will pop up here. Then what you do, just click this one, jagan22@gmail.com. So once the login successfully happened, you see this one is now changed to logout, and the home page is also showing. Okay, now the second step, if you see, even though if I log out from here, okay, I want to use the logout function now. Okay, we should want to create that. So to do that, what I'm going to do, inside this button, logout button, I'm going to give a click event. So on click, this function name is sign user out. Okay, this is the function name what I'm going to use at a function. I'm going to create, I want to create this function. We not created yet. So here after this, just create const sign user out equal to the function. It's an arrow function. Here we want to get sign out from the Google Firebase auth. Okay, it is very simple. Okay, it's not a kind of a big thing at all. So here I'll just put import import sign out from Firebase /auth. Okay, now what I want to import, I need the auth because I need the current user, right? So to check, I want to put auth. It's coming from our Firebase /config Firebase config. So now everything is fine. So this is the function. It's coming from Firebase auth. I want to run this function here. Okay, so when I click the button, this function is going to fire off. So here what I want to do, sign out, I want to call the sign out function here. This sign out function takes the auth, the current user, actually the user who's actually in the now logged in there. Okay, then I want to pass the arrow function, and then is going to return the promise. So here I'm just going to take the local storage, because when we log into the when we set to log in, the users login, we are creating a key to this local storage, and we are making a true. Okay, once they log out from here, we should want to clear that also, right? So local storage dot clear. Okay, so now everything is fine. Here set auth, we should want to change the auth here. So basically now it is true. Once the user logged in here, I want to change that to false here. Okay, now everything is fine. So, and also we want to navigate the user to login page. Okay, I'm just going to use the window. I cannot able to use the use navigate here. Basically this will only work inside this router only. Okay, not outside of the scope. That will illegal in React. Okay, so I'll just give location dot path name is equal to /login. If the user log out from this page, we should want to redirect to the login page. Okay, now I'll just save this file. Coming back here, if I click this, now you see redirect me to the login page. You see how cool is it actually working. If I try to log in the user again with the Google, it's going to take me to the home page, right? Okay, So now you see this take me to the home page, and also we set the is auth equal to true. Okay, when I log out, it's going to clear from here. Okay. So one thing you should want to understand, if I log out from here again, you see now the local storage is clearing out from here, but even though it's showing the clear post button, okay, this is not a proper user experience, right? We should want to show the create post button only who logged in our application, right? So to do that, what I want to do, coming back to this app.js, instead of doing like this, just cut this out, make this parenthesis here, put this button here, and also the create post button. Okay, 2 buttons here. Okay, I think this one, yeah, I want to add the fragment, because if you are not adding fragment with, you are combining 2 element here, the React won't allow you. So I'll just use the fragment here. Okay, so now this should not show any error. So if I save this, coming back here, now this create post is not showing because the user is not logged in here. When I click this login button, okay, now what I want to do, I just create this Jagan Javed. Once I'm logged in, you see the local storage is also setting up, is auth is equal to true, and login button is created, and create post button is also created. When I click this button, it will redirect me to this create post page. If I click the home button, it will redirect me to the home page. Now everything is fine. So the second step, what we want to do, now the login is successfully we completed. The second step, we want to do the create post. So we need a form here, right? Because there is no logic, without data we cannot able to show any data into the client side, right? So we want to submit some data here. So coming back to my create post, so I'll take this one. Okay, in this div I'll create a class name called container. This container going to take some few things. This div class name I'm going to give bg light, then padding is 5 pixel, and rounded corner for the box, and margin top is 3. Okay, now everything's fine, and I just put some heading here, create a post. Okay, now cool. Now the second step, what you want to do, just create a div. This div class name takes margin bottom 3. Then I want to add some label here. Okay, the label HTML for this label is for title. We need a title. And also I'll just give a title here, and then I'll add a class name of form label. Okay, so now everything is fine. Now I want to add the input, because I need the input element. I want to get some data from the user. They want to type here. So the placeholder, this one is a title, and then the class name I want to give form control. So everything is coming from Bootstrap. Okay, if you want to learn Bootstrap, just go to the documentation, research about the class, what the padding and all it's actually having. Okay, so I will save this one. I'll just copy this one more time here. Here instead of input, this one is for post. This one is for post. The form label. This one is post. And what I want to do, I'll just leave this this one is not like input. This is a text area, because I want to store I want to get the big paragraph from the user. Okay, I'm going to use a text area. So here the placeholder is post, then the class name is form control. Then I want to add the like, okay, we don't need anything from here, right? So we'll check this. Now I need the button here. So the button class name I'm going to give btn dark. Now here the value is, I'll give submit post. So everything is fine. When I save this, coming back to the create post, you see now it has a title, and the title for this form application for HTML for, then this one is for labels. These labels we have, input we have, this one is a text area. We can able to type now. Okay, now what we actually want to do, when users submit this form, we want to get the data from this both input and want to store that into the backend database, right? Because we are using the database backend. Okay, now everything is cool now. So to do that, what should we want to do? We want to use some event listener here. The event listener is on change. Okay, I'm going to use the on change. Whenever that on change happen whenever I type something from the input. I want to run some function here. For example, I'll just show here console.log. This one is give title. I'll just copy this and I'll paste it here. Okay, this one is post. So coming back here, what is actually happening? Source folder 13th one, regular expression. What happening? Yeah, I missed the curly brace here. Okay, so when I save this, now you'll see. Now if I type here in the console, you see, now if I type here, it's going to return. Actually, what now? I'll refresh it again. When I type this, I want to get the, what happening? The problem I did here, I don't know why I did that. I'm very sorry about that. I want to give that into the input. Okay, I'm very sorry about that, seriously. So I don't know why that I made this mistake. I'm very sorry about that. So I want to give the on change here. So when I type this, I get the title and also the post. Okay, usually it will happen, so I'm sorry about that. So these are the mistakes that developer will always face. Okay, so now this console log is firing off. Now everything is fine. Now what the second step? We want to get the data from input element and want to store that into the backend database, right? So that is the second purpose. So to do that, what should we know? We need a state here, right? So the state is const. The const I need title and set title is equal to use state. It's coming from use state from the React. It automatically imports sometimes. Okay, so I'll use the use state. So it's basically an empty string for now, and I need the post text state also. This one is for title. Now this one I'm going to create for post title. This one is post title, and then set post title. Okay, set post title is equal to use state. This should be an empty string in the initial stage. Okay, now everything is fine. Okay, these are the state what we need here. Okay, so what I do now, I'll just create this set text instead of consoling log here. I'm just going to pass that here. I want, this is a event. I'll just pass the event here. Here we're going to target e dot target dot value of the input. Okay, so that's cool. Now I'll take this this one e, this e, I'll just put the e here. Here I'll just put set post. This one should be capital. So set post. Yeah, we'll keep it in a small. Okay. Okay. We'll keep it that in a capital because that's a proper way of doing it. So the set post, instead of consoling log here, I'll just make sure to have the set post, and here I want to target e dot target value. Okay, I'll just pass here. Okay, now everything is fine. Okay, if I come back here, I'm not going to see anything here, right? What is this error? Set post title is not a function. Why? Because I'm using a curly brace here. I want to use so I made a mistake because of the curly brace. So here I want to use the square bracket. So here instead of the console log, I want to put this set post title. Okay, here what I want to do, e dot target dot value. Okay, when I come back here, so what I'm going to do, so when I type here, so it's going to update the state. Okay, the component state. If you see in the component, okay, the component we're going to use the create post. Okay, this is the component. You see, whenever I type here, it's going to update here in the state. Okay, now everything we got here, the state now filling, everything is perfectly all right. Now this is where the state is actually located, right? The text what we are typing here. Now what I want to do, I want to pass all the data into my Firebase database, right? So to do that, what I want to do, I just make sure to add some Firebase methods here. So add docs. It should help you as to add into the Firebase. Then collections. Collection COLL. Yeah, okay, spelling is correct. I usually make some spelling mistake. That's what I'm checking one more time. So the Firebase, it's coming from Firestore. Okay, because we are using the Firestore database only, not real-time database. Then here this one is auth, import auth, because we need the auth, and also we need a database. We already export from here, right? You see, we already export from the get Firestore. So what we want to do in the DB, it's coming from //firebase config, coming from Firebase config. Okay, and also I want navigate here. I'll just use navigate. So it's news navigate, it's going to come from React router DOM. Okay, so now everything is fine. Okay, these are the things what we need to add a data into a database. Okay, so now that this is cool. So the second step, what should we want to do here? So when the user submit the data from this input, what we need to check. You see, when the user submit here, we need to check if the user is already logged in or not, right? So not the logged in, we're going to get the data from here and we want to upload in a database. That's what we are doing here. Okay, so if the user is not filling anything, we want to show some alert also here. I'll just clear this out. Okay, in the console. Okay, coming back here, so here what we want to do, so these are the very important thing we're going to take care here. So I'm just going to create a function, a reference here. To do that, so coming back to the documentation, I just come back to this where is that authentication, and this is a cloud Firestore. Okay, so add and managing data. When I click this add data, okay, this is the documentation. Always take a reference, take a look at the documentation because it will help you a lot. Try to learn all, just always keep eye on your document. Okay, so the step, what are the things we need from here? I'll just scroll down a little bit here. Set dog collections. Okay, so this is what we need. Okay, if you see here, but sometimes there is not a meaningful ID. We don't need this at all. You see import collections and add docs. This is what we get. So we want to create a reference. This is the reference, is actually what the collection name we going to give in the database. Okay, you will understand soon. And then we want, in the second parameter, we want to pass the object. This is the object, it's coming from in our form input values. Okay, this is where we actually want to put. So here what I want to do, I already told you, I already get the add doc and collection. So const, I want to create the reference. Okay, post here, the post collections reference, because we need to reference, we need some reference where this should want to go and store, right? So collection takes a DB. So this the collection name I'm going to give at the post. Okay, and what I want to do here, I want to give the create post. In the button, I'm going to create this function here. For example, not yeah, here on click, this on click takes create post function. Okay, I'll just copy this, coming back here, this create post, this is the function what I want to do now. So now what I want to do, so here is equal to async function. This async function, because it's going to connect, it's going to check the backend database. Okay, so now what we want to do here, we want to check if the user is typed something in the input field or not, and then in the else statement we want to put try or catch. Okay, so here if title is equal to empty, first we'll do the validation. If the title is equal to empty, and also I'm talking about the state. Okay, then the post title is equal to empty. If it is empty, what should we want to do? We just want to give some alert. Alert is, I'm just going to give fill the fields, and then I'll just give return false. So the second step here in the else state only, I'll just, for now I'll just put console.log hello. Okay, so now what we did, we successfully created the UI for the form, and we add the button here. This button takes on click create post. Now here we created the create post, and this takes async, and if title is empty and post title is equal to empty, we want to show alert the alert, fill the fields. So if not, we want to show the console.log here. Okay, the hello. Coming back to this project, if I click this, it shows some error, fill the field. Okay, that's fine. If I type something here and if I save this, I'm going to get hello. Okay, that's everything is fine. Here only we want to add our logic about the Firebase functionality. So I'm going to use I'm using async here. I'm going to use a try here. When I try, I'm going to try await. Okay, I want to wait to get the response to add in our doc. So call the add function. It's coming from Firestore. Here what you want to do, pass this reference here. Okay, pass the reference. If we're coming back to the documentation, you see the collections, we created the reference. In the second parameter, what we are having the object, right? The object is it has the object. So in our side, the object is going to take care the title. This is the object, right? The title property, the value is title name and value. If the name and value are same, we don't want to give like this way, just give title. So it's just a simple trick in JavaScript. Then post text, the post title, right? So post title. Then the third step you want to give, I need the author also, because I want to check who created the actual post, right? I'm just going to give the author. The author, what I'm going to give, the name. Okay, I already told you that in the auth object, we going to get, that's what I get the auth here. Okay, we're going to get the current user. Okay, so auth dot current user dot display name. Now comma, then here what I want to do, the ID. Auth dot current user dot I show you the auth object once more again, one more again, don't worry about that. So here everything is fine. Then after try, I want to catch here. So the catch takes what, the error. Okay, if there is any error, we want to show that. So for now I'll just put console dot log error. So that everything is fine. Now what I want to do, we almost done everything. And also I want to navigate the user. Once they successfully added this, we want to navigate to the home page, right? So here what I do, I'll just create the use navigate. Let navigate is equal to use navigate. Here I want to put the, after once everything is done in the try, I will put after here the navigate. Okay, the navigate takes slash. No, that's all. So actually that's all. We almost done everything. Okay, come back to my React here. So here we are not having anything. So we only, you see now this is actually very simple. Post one, the title name. This is the post one. Okay, I'll just add some title here, the post one, and the post is post one. If this is successfully submitted, it will redirect to us to the home page. If not, it will show the error. This is actual case. Okay, I will going to submit this. Firebase add doc call with invalid data, unsupported field undefined. What's the error here? Add doc is actually takes the reference. Okay, it's coming from add docs, Firebase, Firestore. Okay, everything is fine. If I come back here, add docs takes this one here, this takes, okay, everything is fine, right? We used to put db here, the collection collectio, and then the post, we have the navigate, this create post takes await add doc. What's the actual error? Function add docs call with invalid data, unsupported values, invalid data, the author.id, found field author.id. This is the actual ID. Okay, what I did here, I think this is not a ID, this is a UID. That's the problem. Sorry for that. So this is actually UID, not ID. Okay, so the name is auth.currentUserID display name, and ID is auth.currentUser UID. I'll show you this object now. Okay, when I'll get this. After here, what I do in the try, I'll just put the console.log auth. Okay, I'll just console the auth also. Basically we are using the auth, right? So that is the actually we're going to get the object, the display name, and the ID of the user. Okay, now everything is fine. If I come back, I'll clear this out. Now the post one, this is the post one. When I submit this, this should redirect me to the home page. Now this is successfully working. Okay, this is the user object. Okay, you see the author, I'm just give this current user dot display name, the Jagan Javed, and the UUID. This is the actual ID of the user when they log into this place. Okay, so now everything is fine. So now what I want to do, coming back to the Firestore database, here actually the collection is going to store here. Okay, if you see this, now you see we have the post, it has the document ID, and also we have post title, what we created there, the title and the post title and the author ID and the name of the author. Okay, this is very cool, right? So we almost done everything. So we created the post, so we'll done almost everything. So the second step we should want to check, right? So okay, now everything is fine. So we are okay, that's cool. Okay, the problem is actually we have some problem. If the page got reload, this is going to log out from the user. Okay, so that is the another problem. We'll fix that later. Okay, so now here, coming back here, I'll click this Jagan Javed tutor here. It will redirect me to this create post page. Okay, so if I come back here, we'll create one more post, the post 2. Okay, post 2, this is the post 2. If I submit this, it should redirect me to the home page. Now everything is fine. If I come back here into the Firebase, I can see, you see, I can see the one more post here. This one, the new ID got added here, right? If I click this one, I can see the author ID and name, and the post title and the title name is post 2. So now everything is working properly. The second step, what we want to do, so if the user is not logged in, right? If the user is not if the how do I say that, if the user is not logged in, we should want to navigate them to the home page. Okay, so that if the user put like this kind of create post, if they put like that, even though if I'm just logged out from here. Okay, you see now I'm logged out from here. Even though if I put create post, it should redirect me to the create post page. This is not secure, right? This is not good idea, because they can able to post from here. We should not want to allow them to do that, right? So to do that, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to make it simple, because we have the auth is true or false. We are using that state to checking the user is logged in or not. But there is a more secure way to do that using a private route, like kind of things using in a React. But for now, I'm just going to make it simple. What I'm going to do here, so coming back here, you give the use effect here. Okay, use effect, it's going to render this component whenever the page loaded. Okay, whenever you come to this create post page. So here what I'm going to do, the use state is check whether the use state is coming. You import the use state here from the React. Okay, I'm just going to give console.log hello. Okay, so I'll just give. So come here and open the console here. So go to the console. You see the hello is printing out here. Okay, if I go to the home page, and again if I come to the create React post page, it's going to fire off the hello. Okay, whenever I come back, this use state is going to fire off this function. This inside we are actually consoling log. The step is very simple. So what I'm going to do, in the app.js, I'm going to pass the is auth as a prop into this component in the create post. Is auth is equal to is auth. Okay, it's basically we pass the prop. So that's cool. Now I'll save this file. Coming back here, I'm going to destructure the object here is auth. I'm just going to check if auth is false. Okay, if auth is false, okay, if there is no, sorry, is auth, right? It's actually is auth. Is it false? What I want to do, I want to navigate them to /login. Okay, that's all. When I save this file, what I'm going to get, if I come back here, okay, you see now, if I try to put create post here, it will always go to the login page only. They should not allow the user to stay in a create post page. Okay, so it's a way of secure, but this is not a good way of doing. I'm just want to make it very simple for this video. The next time I'll do some things about the private routing using React and outlet, like that concept. Okay, for now this is very basic thing. Okay, now I'm just going to log in here the user. I hope you understand what I actually did. So Jagan Javed, so I'll just click this one. When I come back here, now the create post is showing. Now I can see the create post. Okay, now I'll just delete all the document from here. I don't need this collection for now. I'll just delete this. Okay, we'll do some more extra data here. Okay, this is not a good one, so that's what. So now we clear this everything here. So I'll just open the lorem API because I want to make some bigger paragraph when I submit. Okay, that's what. Here I'll just copy this whole paragraph, only this box paragraph. Okay, come back here, create post one, just paste this. Okay, submit this. Okay, then again come to the here, then post two, then create one more post, and then post 3, create one more. Okay, so now everything is fine. Okay, so if I come back to here, you can see the actual the 3 posts here. When I refresh this page, so I can see, when I see this, I can see the 3 posts here, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so everything is fine. Okay, that's all. So now with the second step, what is the last step? The last step, we should want to show all the data from the we should want to fetch all the data from the backend and want to show here, right? So what I want to do here, so coming back to the home, this is the actual home, right? So this is where we want to use to put all these things, right? So to fetch the data, now we successfully added, so we want to now fetch the data. So what I'm going to do here, I want the same thing. I want to get the use effect here and also use state. Okay, use state. Sorry for this. Okay, here I want to import it. Here I need some module from the Firebase. One is get docs. Last time we add docs, so that is a add docs. So now this time is a get docs, and also I need the collection because I want to save give reference where I want to fetch the data, right? So then delete docs, because we are going to delete the doc also. I will show you the design here. Where is the Figma? You see in the Figma we have a delete button, right? So we should want to delete the particular post what we don't need in our application. So that is then what we need a doc, okay, to delete. Yeah, okay, so I'll explain that later. So from Firebase, it's coming from Firebase / Firestore. It's all coming from Firestore. Okay, that's amazing. Now the second step, I want to import auth and db. It's coming from // Firebase config. Okay, that's all. Okay, here also I need some is auth state. In every component I need that. So here you can use this auth functionality using context API Redux, but I'm not going to. I just want to make this very simple. That's what I'm showing like this way. So next time I'll create some using context API, kind of some other different project using Firebase like that. Okay, so here the state what I need. I want the state called post. Okay, post, post lists. Then this is basically going to be null for initial stage. After that, we're going to load all the data. We're going to get the data from Firebase, right? We're going to load all the data into this empty array as an array. Okay, list. The set post list equal to basically this use state is basically an empty array. Okay, now for the initial stage. And also I'll create the reference here itself. So I need to get, okay, later on we'll do that, because on that time if I, okay. And also I just create one more state that is called loading. We should want to check it is slow when it is loading, when the fetching is happening. Okay, because it's going to take some time, no, like 1 or 2 seconds. So on that time we'll just show some loading kind of heading like that way. Okay, some alert, that's all. So here in the return stage, what I want to do, I'll just give the class name of home page. Then I want to return what? The div of class name of card. This card takes a margin bottom of, okay, first we'll fetch the data, because we need to fetch the data, right? Yeah, we'll keep it like this for now. This one we'll keep it like this. Okay, So now what I want to do here, now everything is fine. So the step we want to do here, we created the post list and set post list as an empty array, and set loading, it's actually for true or false, it's a boolean. Okay, now whenever I come to this home page, I want to use the use effect, because when I come to this home page component, I want to load the component, right? So for that I can able to use the use effect. So const get post is equal to async, because it's a asynchronous. We're going to talk to the backend server. So here initially the set loading would be false. I set to false. Okay, then what I do, const data. Here is the thing is going to happen. What the data? Because we should want to give the reference here. Where should I want to go and get the data, right? So that's what we use to get docs here. That's why we are using get docs here. Okay. So to do that, what I'm going to do here, I just give a name called post collection ref. Okay, is equal to collection db and posts. Okay, now everything is fine. Now the post collection ref, okay, this is the data what I need. In the data I want to await get docs. This one is post collection ref. I want to pass the reference here to this get docs. Okay, it's going to check this collection reference. What is the collection here? The not is the collection, not the collection. Okay, this is coming from here, this collection. It's going to check the post collection, because when we add that, when we submit the data, it already created the post collection for us, because that's what we did here in the create post, right? The collection you see post, so it's going to check the post collection and it's going to fetch all the data from there. That's what this reference here. Okay, so then I'll just show you the console. I'll show you the data console log and data here. Okay, when I do this, when I save this one, okay, I will, okay, now everything is fine. I will just save this. Okay, just save this. I want to okay, I want to use the use effect, because whenever I'll just come to this home page, this function should want to run, right? I want to use a use effect. So the use effect takes an arrow function. Here I want to call the get post. Okay, the get post. Whenever I coming to this page, it's going to call this get post function. It's going to console the data, actual response what we get. So you see something is happening here, right? So I'll get into the create post. So when I come back to the home page, I get some data from here and from the Firebase. Okay, the Firebase, click this docs. You can have the 3 array here. Click this one. This one is, I think, I don't know where actually the data sits. I think in the Firestore. This one is the where is the actual data sets in the ID, the post. So you see the collection ID is post basically. Okay, it's coming fetching from there. Inside here, this one is a path. I forgot where actually that is, because it's kind of nested. Basically this is very easy to get the data. I will show you that. Wait 1 minute. Yeah, in the snapshot, in the docs change, we have the 3 array, right? So I will open, and the docs, the data and the value. Here in the value map we have the field. Okay, this you see the post 3 is having located here the post title and the author. Don't worry about this, there is a lot of field here. We're going to get the data very easy, right? So we don't worry about it. We set the ID also. This is actually the document ID and the name is Jagan Javed. These 2 things are coming from current user. If you check this ID into the doc collection, remember this is a post 3. Okay, post 3 PTOX. Okay, if I come back here, PTOX, you see this is the ID actually. Okay, so these are the things we are getting from the Firebase. Now we successfully get the data from Firebase. Okay, that's all we want to show up here, right? So to do that, what I'm going to do, to get the actual data, what we do, we just want to give console.log data, console.log data data.docs. If I give that, I can get the docs. Docs is actually not data. I think data data. If I give that, I'm just going to get the data is data is not a function, right? Actually, docs.date docs, right? So this is, I think, the docs. Okay, what I do, I'll just map through here. Okay, data is coming from, the response is coming from here. So docs, okay, to get the data, so docs.map, I want to map through all these. So the map takes, so here what I want to do, I want to get the actual data from that data, right? So here what I want to do, I want to get the actual data from this response, await response. So here what I want, so here what I want to do, I want to get actual data from this wait. Okay, so to do that, what I just going to do, console.log, this one is data dot docs dot map. Okay, this map is going to take a doc each and every object there. Use the arrow function. This syntax is going to be weird, but don't worry, I'm just going to use a spread across here, doc dot data. Okay, just run this. So if I try to save this, if I come back here, yeah, create post, coming back to home page, I can get the actual data. You see the author and the post title and the post title too, everything is working properly. That's cool. Okay, I'll just close this one. Now I'll clear out these things. So here we have the author, this one is post 1, this one is post 3. Okay, that's all. Now everything is fine. So the second step, instead of console log here, I'll just going to update this empty array to fill array. This is the data going to fill to this empty array. Okay, now I want to set loading to false. That's all. That's everything is cool. And also I want to add the dependency here because it should only render one time when we come back to that page. Okay, so everything is fine. Now the second step, we get the data. So this data is now holding in this post list. So I want to fetch that using here. So to check what I do, just coming back here, so this name is home page, and I'll just create a div here. This div takes a class name of card margin bottom 4, and I'll just give you some shadow. The shadow takes shadow small sn. Okay, then I want to create a card body here. The card body, inside the card body, what we're going to do, so we'll just give a div here. This div takes a class name of dflex, then justify content. Okay, not just, we don't need this actually. I want, so in the card body, what I want to do, so I want to create some h5. First I will render out the h5. Okay, so basically what I want to do, I'll just give class name card title, then margin I'll give margin bottom 3, and font weight is bold. Okay, so here I want to map through the actual post. Okay, so this one we want to map through this one. So what I'm just going to do here, it is very easy. So instead of, I'll just cut this out. Okay, I'll just cut this one. Here I want to check post list dot length. If it is equal to 0, you should I want to show, if there is nothing in the array, I want to show some h3. This is basically going to return what, no post added. Okay, if there is something, what I want to do, I want to map through the array using map. So here it takes a post, each and every post when the iteration. So here I want to return JSX. This is the card body and this thing. Okay, now this has a post, so I just going to call this here using post.id. Okay, so now everything is fine. We can call the title because we are using the title here, right? So we can call the title here. Now it should return the title in our home page. So come back here, you see we get the, don't worry about this error, this is very simple error. We should want to pass the unique key value there. Okay, we get the post 3, post 1, post 2. That is good, right? So I'll just pass the key. I will later on, I will do that's not a problem. So else I will do this here itself, key equal to post. We have the unique ID for the post. I'll just pass the post ID here. Okay, basically, nope, actually what we want to do here, we didn't pass the ID, right? So we want to pass the id. So UUID, we don't basically what, okay, we leave this, don't is it we have the id is there or not? Okay, what the problem is, we didn't get the id from here. Okay, so I need to get the id. So to do so I want to set the key id here. To do that, what I just do, I want to get the document id, right? So these are the unique id. I want to get the document id from the Firebase. To do that, what you want to do, just after the data, give me a comma and I get the id. It's coming from doc.id. The id is basically you're going to get these id for each and every document, the each and every post. Okay, so these are the id. So here I'll just put a key. Okay, just put a key and pass post dot id here. So if we pass this, we should not see this error. Come back and refresh this page. You're not going to see any error here. Okay, this is cool. Okay, that's all. Then what you want to do, then you want to add the paragraph here, because we need we have this paragraph, right? So the paragraph name, just give a class name of card title, then margin bottom 3, then put post what is the name? It's actually returning from here. What's the name here? Come back to the Firebase. Post title. Okay, this one is a, where is that home page? Okay, here. Post title. Post title. Okay. The last step, we need to get the author, because we need the author. To do that, what I'm going to use a batch. Then this batch is bg dark. Okay, so here I'll just use a post author dot name. Okay, that's all. We'll keep that in a span. So this one is a span. Okay, now if I come back to this place, I can see this. You see, post 3, post 1, post 2, we have everything here. That's all cool, right? So we got everything successfully. And also we want to create the button here. So the button I'm going to create like after here. Okay, after in the key, after here. Okay, so here I'll just create a div of class name. This should take a deflex. Okay, I'm going to use a bootstrap button only. Justify content end. Okay, inside the div, just create a button here. The button takes a class name of btn danger and margin bottom 3. Okay, so here just to give delete post. Okay, if you come back here, you can see the button here. Okay, that is cool, right? I want to give some margin bottom to the button, margin top to 3 button. So that's all. Okay, and also some margin right to 3. Okay, margin right, we'll give that margin x3 and then margin y3. Okay, now we have here. Okay, so now everything is fine. So we have the delete button also. We can able to delete from here. So that is cool, right? So the second step, what we want to do here, when I click this delete button, we should want to get rid of this post from here. So I'm going to pass on click here. I'm going to take the on click. This function name I'm going to use delete. Sorry for, I just missed the delete post. This post is going to take the id, because we have the id here. Okay, we basically added the id here, doc id. So I'll pass the post id dot id. Okay, everything is cool. I want to create this function here. Come back here and create const delete post. It takes an id. I will show you what actually the id is. Okay, now I'll show the id, what the actual id is. Console.log id. So if I delete post, actually, yeah, const delete post equal to function, right? I always use this when I'm not a good typer, so that's the problem. So okay, delete post, and we have the console.log id. When I click this delete button, I want to get the id of the actual post. Okay, id is not defined. I show you the id. Actually, basically the const delete post takes an id, right? So here we have the id. Why this is not getting the id? Okay, here I didn't pass the id, so I want to pass the id in a parameter. So if I come back here, if you see here in the console, when I click this delete button, I get the id. Okay, this is for the post 3. Look, the id 2zpr. So come back to this 2zpr for the post 3. Okay, so every post is going to have a unique id. It's automatically generated by Facebook. Sorry, each post going to have a different unique id because it is automatically going to generate by Firebase. So it will take care of all of these things. If I click this, it's going to return different id. If I click this, it's going to return different id. So if you make 1,000 posts like this way, it's going to have a unique id for each and every post. Okay, so that's all. So now the second step, what I want to do here. So the second step is basically the thing what I want to do here, that okay, that's all. We want to use the delete post. Okay, when I click this, it should want to delete here, right? So coming back here, we already have the doc. We already get the doc from this. Okay, the delete doc and get doc. So I want to make this function as asynchronous. Here I want to give const post doc is equal to doc, and I want to pass the db here in the doc because we need to give the reference here. Remember, always you want to give the reference. Okay, remember that. And the last thing, the id, because it's going to this is going to only a one document. Okay, here you see get docs going to fetch all the data from the database. Here this is going to look for only one doc, so that we are saying that go and check the database. Where is the collection? In the post collection, where I want to check the actual id. Okay, I pass everything here. That's all. Here I'll come back, await delete doc. Okay, delete doc, where what I want to delete, the post doc. Okay, that's all. The id is actually this one. We are passing the id here. Okay, now this should know that whenever you click, this is the id. It's actually unique. It's going to delete the actual post from the document. Okay, so I will save this file. Okay, come back here. When I click this delete button, it should delete from here. Okay, it should delete from here. I will come back to the Firebase here. You see, there is no document here. We have only two. One is post 1 and another one is post 2. Because why it's actually happening means we should want to call again the get post function here. Okay, then only it should again go and get all the data from the Firebase. Now if I call this here, coming back here, now you see here we are not going to have the post 3. If I click this delete, it's going to fire off from here. If I click this delete, I'm going to have no post added. Okay, because we are using the ternary operator here. Now everything is fine. And also one more thing, if loading is true, okay, if the loading is true, sometimes some network issue will happen. So he should want to here we should want to return what, that h3 I think I want to change my keyboard. Loading ... Okay, so if I come back here, there is no post now, so we should want to create the post. Okay, so we are already so okay, when I refresh this page, okay, that's cool. I will close this one. I will log in here using the Google. So I will log in here. Okay, this Jagan Javed Tutu. No post added. Basically no post added. Come back here, just create post 1. Go to lower and episode, copy this, come back to your blog, add this, again click the create post 2 and add again, submit the post and create post. This one is post 3 and add again. This should submit all the posts. Okay, post 1, post 2, post 3. If I come back to the document, we have the 3 posts here, right? So I will just show you this like this way. Take this out here. Okay, here I'll keep it like this way. So I will just make sure to small this, and I will do like this. So you see we have this one is which one? This one is a post one. I'll delete the post one. Okay, you see it's automatically deleting from here, right? Now here also it disappearing. When I click the post 2, now this one is also get deleted from here. Okay, this is cool, right? So last step, what we want to do, when I refresh this page, it's going to log out to the user. Okay, this is one problem. And also we have another problem. You see, if I try to log in with another account, okay, if I try to log in with another account, okay, if I try to log in with this one, jaganjavith@gmail.com, what is going to happen, even though I can able to delete this post, this is not a good idea, right? So because wait 1 minute, I will just try now. I'll try to log in with another account using Google. This one should be I will try to log in with Javith this, and I will give them a password. So the next, wait 1 minute, I want to set my verification code. Okay, now you see, if I try to create the post using the name post2, just paste here and let's submit. You see, this one is D Jagan, the post 3 is Jagan Javith. Even though the D Jagan can able to delete this post, you see, this is not a good idea, right? The user want to delete who was created the post. So to solve this problem, what I want to do, I want to check if the author ID is equal to the current user ID from the Firebase. So inside the what I do, inside the card body, okay, after this button, not after this button, I will just put, where is the button? I'll just put this card body inside here. Okay, inside here, this is going to look same way, not a big problem. So here what I want to do, I'll just I want to show the delete button to the user who is the current user. Okay, to do that, what I want to is auth. First I want to check is auth is auth. Then actually we are not passing is auth here. I think in the home page I want to pass the prop actually is auth. We want to destructure from here, so we already did that. Is auth. Okay, if the user is authenticated, and okay, and if it is sorry, and I want to do post dot author, we have the author ID there. Okay, remember that dot ID is equal to auth dot current user dot ID. Okay, if it is same, what we want to do, and we want to pass this button. That's all. It is very simple. Okay, when I do this, if I save this one, coming back here, you see now the post 2 is not having the button. D Jagan is not having the button. Now I'll create the post 2, post 3. Here I'll just copy and paste this one. The post, submit this button. Now actually this both one was created by D Jagan only. Wait, I will just log out from here. So now we are not having anything, so I'll try to log in with some other ID here, using with last time we logged with this one, so I'll try to log with Javith tutor. Okay, so now we are not going to see the button here, but if I try to create post using post 4 and this one, why this is not having the button for each and everything. So is auth and post.author ID is current user.id. Basically what I did, the both name is different, right? It should want to have the button here. Basically what the mistake I did here, everything is fine. So UID, it's return the, it is, we should want to return this, right? So auth is auth and post dot author is auth is coming from here. So post dot author ID is equal to auth dot current user ID. Yeah, sorry, the mistake, always I did the mistake like this. Here you want to give the UID, that's the problem. Sorry about that. I'm using ID almost every time. Now you see this button is showing. Okay, sorry for that. So this button is showing now the delete post. This user only now currently logged into this page, so I can able to delete this. So even though if I will show you one more problem here. Coming back to the app.js, so I'll take this out. Okay, so this auth is set auth is false. Okay, but now this is true. Basically we set to true when we log in here, right? Set auth is true, but when I refresh this page, it going to log out the user from here. This is the actual problem we're going to face. We will see again. I will show you. I'm just going to log in the user from here. So I'm going to use this one. I'm logging the user here. So now this 2.1 is going to have the button, because now if I try to refresh this, okay, now you see, even though it's not it's actually logging out from here. Okay, basically what happening, request from the Firebase, it's actually loading the component. That is the problem. To fix that problem, what I'm going to do, I already told you that I have set that true in my local storage. Okay, every time, even though if I refresh this auth is going to check this from a local storage, not going to clear from out, even though if you refresh. So I'm just going to make sure to show this. Sorry about that, I made some little mistake. Sorry about that. If you have any doubt, just let me ask me in my comment. I will explain you the doubts. Okay, so now you see, now this is showing the logout. Okay, so come to home. So we have the page and create post, we have this. So if I log out this, I'll try to join with a new account. Now you see there is no key here in the local storage. I will try to log in with Jagan Javed. So come back. Now the button is not showing because this is not the user who created this post. Okay, I will try to create post, and I'll just give some dummy content here. So this one is now submitted. Now this one has the delete button. So if I delete, it should delete from here. Yeah, this is very simple, guys. Thank you so much. I also made a lot of mistake. This is my first video. That's what I'm doing, some mistake. So if I have some practice, upcoming videos when I make, so I hope I will get better. So if you like this video, just subscribe my channel and put like, and also comment out what if you have any doubt, and also follow my Instagram page. The page name is JGN Academy, the same name what the YouTube is. So just follow me and support hard. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye.